Near mint condition, the home of collected editions. Oh my gosh, look at that panel of Batman. You have the absolute, you have the deluxe. DC Comics firing on all cylinders.
Hello everybody, welcome to Near Mint Condition, and today we're going to be taking a look at the DC Finest Harley Quinn Birth of the Mirth trade paperback. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Hello everybody, I am Dom of X, Near Mint Condition Manager. Today we're going to be taking a look Harley Quinn, Birth of the Mirth, trade paperback, all in for the sorts. A very wonderful addition to the DC Finest line, if you ask me, containing all of Harley Quinn's first appearances from 1993 to 2001. Here is another look at the front of the trade paperback, featuring, of course, the wonderful art by none other than Bruce Timm. Here is a look at the side of the Harley Quinn Birth of the Mirth, with 1993 to 2001, featuring Harley Quinn in her class costume, again by none other than Bruce Timm himself. And here's a look at the back of the book, again, all of the presenting DC Finest stories, with the 12th issue of Batman Adventures, Batman Harley Quinn. You got a lot of goodies in here, and the timeline highlighted throughout, featuring, again, her first appearances. Let's go ahead, dive right into it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look inside at DC Finest Harley Quinn Birth of the Mirth. And then, of course, the collected cover to Mad Love by none other than Bruce Timm. You got on the left side all of the copyrighted material information. And then on the right, the table of contents / mapping. One thing I appreciate about these trade paperbacks, at least for the first part, is that if it is a classic run, you will get page numbers on the bottom. Good luck to all of those who are looking past that. But nonetheless, we do have it in the sequential order of Batman Adventures number 12, Mad Love, Batman Harley Quinn one-shot, and then the material to No Man's Land, ending off with the 3 issues of Catwoman that have the Harley Quinn 3 issues of Catwoman where she is an antagonist, and then the Carl Kessel Terry Dodson run, which I will get to in a minute. This specific collected edition collects Action Comics 765, Legends of the Dark Knight 126, the Batman Adventures number 12, Azrael, Agent of the Bat number 60, Batman 570 and 573 to 574, Batman Shadow of the Bat issue number 93, Detective Comics 737, 740, and 741, Catwoman 82 to 84 and 89, Batman Adventures Mad Love issue number 1, Batman Harley Quinn number 1, Harley Quinn 1 through 8 from the 2000 series, and last but not least, a story from Batman Gotham Knights number 14, which is in the back of this book. Let me go ahead and talk about some of the contents that are also you can find in other specific collected editions. You can find the Batman Adventures issue number 12 story in the Batman Adventures Omnibus, which does feature Harley Quinn's first appearance in printed canon. Next up, you do have Mad Love, which was collected before in a deluxe edition, but you get Mad Love on top of a whole bunch of other stories here for a better price point with pages per story. I do not have the deluxe. I have thought about it multiple times, but somebody snagged it at the comic shop before I did a couple of years ago. I would have loved to have compare this with the other one. And then you also have the No Man's Land specific issues that are going to be in the left and right hand of your screens. This is all collected in Omnibus Volume 2 of Batman No Man's Land, which I will get to in just a minute, and compare both of the editions, because I actually do have that one set in here. And then on top of that, if you do have the first deluxe to the Carl Kessel, Terry Dodson run, you also have those issues specifically collected in there. Now, what has been uncollected before are those Catwoman issues drawn by Ron Randall. Those have been previously uncollected up until this day. If they do continue the Catwoman line, we will eventually get to those at some point. It's not by Ed Brubaker, it's not by Paul Dini, so it has been previously uncollected. But again, you do have mad love in here. You do have a good portion of the second half of what is considered No Man's Land by DC Comics that is presented in a format that I will get around to. So you are looking at a portion of an omnibus, a portion of a deluxe edition, or I should say all of a deluxe edition, and then of course Mad Love all thrown in here, which makes up, if you are a Harley Quinn fan and you are trying to piece together her beginnings in comic book canon, you are going to get a great deal of value in this specific comic book. Now, specifically, if you are looking for what Harley Quinn was like in her early days, less of the Palmiotti, Connor, Deadpool light version of the character, and trying to figure out, hey, how did she break her way into popularity amongst the DC public? Look no further than the contents of this trade paperback. Mad Love still remains one of my favorite 90s stories for Batman. You get a really, really engaging look at the psyche of how the Joker turned Harley Quinn, or Harleen Quinzel, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, into the character that she is today, or was. We haven't gotten to the redeem portion of her yet, but there is a sense of redemption when it comes to there can be a break-off from Harley, who was trying to get the Joker cured, to the opposite, where the Joker sets her loose and turns her into a chaotically wild supervillain who wants to destroy Batman. She tries to get wedged in with Batman so that she can finally be happy with the Joker, only to find out, hey, maybe the Joker doesn't like her completely and uses people, as he often does with so many different characters. And of course, you do have the Batman Harley Quinn one-shot that does have the Alex Ross cover in the front, one of the most, again, infamous covers that I would say has ever been printed in comics history. There have been so many different iterations and reimaginings and concepts done with that cover that it is laid off till the end of time. And then you do get to see the first interactions between her, Poison Ivy, and then of course, No Man's Land, which, let me go ahead and see if I can bring out the omnibus for comparison. So again, all of the stuff that you see in this trade paperback, at least a third of it, I would say, is collected in No Man's Land Omnibus Volume 2. You have the Azrael, the agent of the Bat story. You have the Batman specific issues. You got Detective Comics thrown in there with some Greg Rucka and Bill Sienkiewicz interiors. Now we do start off with the Code storyline. And here is a look at the Omni, and then here is a look at the trade paperback on the left, the Omni on the right. About the same scans, I would say. These are the same scans that are pulled in, at least from the omnibus over to the Harley Quinn collected material. The difference between this and the trade paperback, apologies for the glare, is that in this Harley Quinn DC Finest, you're getting an abridged version of No Man's Land in these stories. Specific portions of some issues are cut off, for example. So in Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, number 126, you do get a cutoff. You only get 8 pages of content. That Batman Legends of the Dark Knight story is where we are introduced to a character. Small spoilers for those who haven't read it. I guess better late to put it than never. Is the specific story where Lex Luthor is primarily introduced as, hey, I can fix this complete and utterly destroyed mess. But you're only getting those 8 issues in this specific story. You're not getting every single bit of Batman issue 93, Shadow of the Bat. You're only getting a portion of Harley Quinn's story continued in here. And No Man's Land is where Harley Quinn does imprint her stamp onto actual canon. It's not just, this is a portion of the show making its way to DC continuity. It's DC continuity saying, Harley Quinn is here to stay. She's a fan favorite. People love her, and people want to see more of her. It isn't just another one-off gang character that's introduced by the Joker. It's what can the Joker do to continue terrorizing Gotham? Well, throw in Harley Quinn into the mix. But I wouldn't say that you get a broken portion of the story. It does make coherent sense if you only want to figure out what Harley Quinn is doing in the pages of No Man's Land. The only thing that I would say to watch out for is that you don't get any recap pages or anything that says, this is what happens in this certain issue and this issue. You are just thrown into the wind with No Man's Land. There is no previous set expectation of Batman or the city of Gotham has been under ruins because of a massive earthquake. You don't get any references to Contagion. There's nothing of that sort that is thrown in here like we do with the epics. You are thrown into the wind, and you are, unfortunately, you have to assume, at least with this specific book, hey, you already have the background material information for No Man's Land. This is what's going to happen. It does leave a lot, again, like I said, it leaves a lot of different parts out, so you're just with Harley Quinn, whether it is a story with her fighting the Bat family or it's Joker fighting Batman and Harley gets thrown in there. So again, you are getting a sense of what is going on in some of these issues. They're not broken off, so issues like The Code or stories like The Code are in here full without any skippages, but the main thing is, again, if there is a gap between issues, say 570 to 573 for Batman, you are unfortunately beheld at this book for not telling you what's going on in the rest of the pages of No Man's Land. Also collected in here, there are very interesting stories that they also bump in as well. You do have the City of Tomorrow brand new status quo in the aftermath of the Triangle years, where Jeff Loeb, Joe Kelly come in and say, hey, there's a brand new era for Superman. It's a new millennium. We need to update Metropolis. And Joker and Harley decide to say, hey, it's time to break out and have some fun in Metropolis against the Man of Steel and the smartest man on planet Earth. You do also have the Catwoman issues at 82 to 84, where Harley is a antagonist in and of herself, so Catwoman is fighting against her and figuring out what it's a lot of fun. These have never been collected before. Again, the Brown and Carlton and Ron Randall, Stan Johnson issues, Saz Johnson issues, where you do get Catwoman fighting off Harley Quinn as she's thrown into the wild with Oracle and James Gordon. There is a lot of fun to be had in some of these issues. But again, the stereotypical early 2000s art as per the usual. And then you do get the Carl Kessel, Terry Dodson run of Harley Quinn. That's also bumped here along too, with the nice cheesecake art of Terry Dodson. It is a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun reading this specific series, or this specific 8 issues that were in here for the first time, as you get to look at the psyche of Harleen Quinzel, her mental health, and how she's dealing off in her own specific title. You got Poison Ivy also thrown in there. You get a lot of seeds of this is what Harley Quinn is going to be like as far as a character is concerned in the rest of the DC universe. So if you're interested in reading more Harley Quinn, again, it's not the Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor series that have made her sort of, again, this Deadpool-like character, but you do get an interesting tie-in to, hey, this is what Harley Quinn is like as a character, what we're starting her off with in her first series. This Catwoman issue 89 series also has Harley Quinn trying to pitch this TV show idea, with Catwoman also being thrown into the fold, as it is a Catwoman story. So you do get the perspective of a Catwoman story from the mind of Harleen Quinzel, with two different, very different art styles. You have sort of the New Adventures of Gotham look, and then, of course, your classic Catwoman art thrown in there. And they also do throw in a story from Batman Gotham Knights 14, which is super nice. It's all in black and white. This has been previously collected. It is by Paul Dini. It was in the Batman black and white Omni and those box sets. So this has been previously collected before. And as far as extras are concerned, no extras in here, just the regular timeline that they've been doing for a lot of the DC Finest issues. But that, as they say, is that. Now, if you're looking to buy Harley Quinn DC Finest, Birth and the Mirth, look to our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that is going to be it from me. I am Dom of X. Let me know in the comments section if you're planning to buy or have read this Harley Quinn content before and you're interested in purchasing more. I am definitely certain that a lot of you Harley Quinn fans will have a lot of fun with this one, and it is abridged, so if you don't want to read the entirety of No Man's Land, look no further than here. But that is going to be it from me.